How often should you replace your mowing equipment? Or any equipment for that matter, but in particular, we're gonna talk about mowing. And some people are in camp one, where they're like, hey, I'm gonna run this till the wheels fall off. I'm paying this off, and I'm getting my money's worth out of it, and I'm running it till the things blows up. And you got some people are like, I'm only running new equipment. I'm recycling every year or every other year. We're just gonna sell it off, get maximum trade-in or maximum retail for it, and we're gonna always run new stuff. So I'm actually going through this right now. We're fixing to get a new mower, and I want to give you my thought on this. So if you're looking at getting rid of mowing equipment, or if you're just trying to come up with a plan, maybe this video will be helpful, but I would like some engagement on this video. Please put down in the comments like what you're doing. It really, really helps us all learn from each other. This is not just a one-way street, and these videos are designed to, yes, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, but guys, I frankly, I learned a lot from you as well. So open forum down at the bottom. Just view the Florida Turf Pros channel as an open forum to discuss. Well, we killed off a small Scandinavian forest to do this one. I did it on the other side as well. Why? There's land clearing going on over there, so we're going to get all these Carolina sapphires filled in probably in the next year or so. They'll start forming a nice dense hedge. They're a beautiful option. We're doing a lot of this type of work right now. So these are great trees and great options. They're beautiful. They're a blue-green color. They're very, very hardy trees. They're fast growing to form a very, very dense screen. Super appreciate the dudes over at Summit getting these things in so quickly for us. They're a super quick turnaround. Those guys are just such a pleasure to work with. So again, we go back to two camps. There's one camp that says, I am going to literally run this stuff into the dirt. Now admittedly, that is kind of, I err on the side of conservatism a little bit. Like, I want to get the equipment paid off, and I want to get maximum useful life out of that equipment, okay? That's kind of like was my original school of thought. The reason is because once that equipment is paid off, there is this life cycle where it's just bringing in money. There's no money going out, and it's just bringing in a lot of money for you. You can utilize the equipment to its fullest potential whenever you run it like that, and you are going to get maximum return off your investment in that asset. Now, don't jump on me for calling it an asset. I know it is a depreciating asset, and not technically an asset, but it goes on the balance sheet as an asset. It's a mower, it's an asset, we bought it, it's a deduction, it's an asset. The other school of thought is, look, I do not want to have to worry about dealing with any repairs at all. I want everything, if there is a repair, to be covered under a warranty. But even more than that, I want new equipment. I want equipment that is completely reliable. And this camp basically says, I am willing to take a loss in depreciation, substantial loss in depreciation. They say, hey, I'm buying this thing new. It's going to lose about 20% of its value, like immediately. And they don't care about recovering that loss over the course of a long lifespan of that piece of equipment. They just say, hey, I'd rather take that loss and not have the headache of worrying about equipment breaking down. And here is the truth. I have had both of those thoughts myself, and I've thought that each of those ways is a really, really good way to do it. However, the truth, in my opinion, is actually somewhere in the middle between those two. Here is what I am doing here in my company as equipment. We are kind of in that stage now where equipment is starting to need to be replaced. So our equipment has between 12 and 1,400 hours on all of our mowers. We got 4 mowers, 4 Pro stances, and they're at the point where, hey, these things have served us well. They've been paid off. They still have, this is key, they still have useful life out of them. Our strategy is to run equipment for 4 to 5 years, okay? Maybe 4 years, going on that 5th year. I really feel like that is when you have got the maximum value out of that equipment. You have had it paid off for a while. You're not taking a huge hit in depreciation because you have kept that equipment for so long. And this is the key to it all, is that since this equipment, it still has useful life in it, this equipment can be sold for a decent amount and put back into and reinvested into new equipment, or for that matter, you can just reinvest it into marketing. I just don't feel like running equipment into the ground, into the dirt, to where it's constantly giving you problems. I just don't feel like that's I just don't feel that's wise to do. Like if you're like the chuck in the truck guy and you're handy and you want to constantly be messing with that stuff, that's fine. But like, dude, I can't have my crew calling me saying, hey, Jonathan, the pulley's broke again, or hey, this spindle looks like it's going. Like, I don't want to be dealing with that. But on the same token, like, the finance side of me is like, dude, like, it's kind of not wise to just eat a depreciation loss, like a big portion of depreciation loss every other year, just because I constantly want to have new equipment. Therefore, for me, the strategy lies somewhat in the middle. And so here's the takeaway from the video. I feel like a really good strategy for recycling mowing equipment is this. Use it for about, I'm going to say 3 to 5 years, okay? 3 to 5 years. You've used a lot of the warranty, like warranty probably expiring after 3 years, like certainly on the 4th. Warranty is out. But if you've been taking care of that machine and maintaining it, you should not have any substantial problems with the machine at, 1,400, 1,500 hours. I feel like once you start creeping up in the 2,000 hour mark, you're really going to like start experiencing those problems. So I would say 3 to 5 years, depending on how many hours per year you're putting on your machine, then sell that equipment off. You're not taking a huge loss in depreciation. There's still useful life in that equipment. You've got your money's worth out of it. Plus, you're able to get some money back out of that equipment because it's still in relatively decent shape. That being said, I know everybody has their own thoughts and opinions on this, but that is what I am doing. That is what, whenever I sat down and kind of looked at everything, that's what makes the most sense for us. And therefore, it probably makes the most sense for a lot of people. Not everybody, and I'm sure there's unique circumstances, but drop it down in the comment section and let me know what you're doing. What mower do y'all think that I am fixing to get? Do you think I'm getting another Pro Stance, or am I switching it up? Let me know. What do you think?